It's not a secret that the heavier you are, the harder it becomes to work out with your body weight. And the more mass you have, the easier it is to work with additional weight. Today we will talk about the athletes who disagree with this rule and decided to prove us the opposite, as well as find out why large athletes need calisthenics and work on functionality. Discuss the challenge of Dennis Seminihin, as it corresponds to the theme of this video, and much more. So let's start with the first big guy named Akim Supreme. His weight is 108 of fairly dry muscle mass, and today he performs a set in which he will have to do 50 reps of push-ups from the floor, then do 25 pull-ups, and all of this counts as one round. Now each round the athlete has to take 5 reps of the pull-ups and 10 reps of the push-ups, until he reaches the end of the ladder. After this hell he will need to do final 25 dips and 15 burpees in conjunction with muscle-ups, and all of this has to be accomplished in 15 minutes. What to say, all the craziest challenges are invented by these guys in Brooklyn parks, and I see the trend does not change from year to year. In general, as for the machine of almost 110 kg, our big guy did 50 push-ups without problems and did pull-ups in the first approach quite easily, even though he jumped off several times to take a break. In the following laps the trend did not change. He performed push-ups quite easily and hung on pull-ups. Still, pull-ups are harder for heavy athletes, especially for endurance, but to be honest, this set would be a challenge even for less heavy athletes. In general, having closed all the circles, he moved to the dips and did 25 reps in 5 approaches, and it seemed that he would not be able to do burpees with muscle-ups, but it was not like that. Just look how Akim, who weighs 110 kg, after all of the above does this combination. I just honestly say that endurance of black guys shocks me. Just take a look at the atmosphere, it's just insane.
You scaring the neighbors, bro. Go! You scaring the neighbors, man. Nah, they ain't scared, they motivated. They motivated. They motivated. Nah, they ain't scared. They motivated, man. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
Akim did the whole complex in 13 minutes and 24 seconds, which cancels the term that jogs cannot be functional. Of course, there are different weights. Here you can see how another athlete named Brian tries to perform a similar endurance complex, but he performs pull-ups much worse than the previous hero. However, even this weight can be made to fly. Now I will show you a couple of fragments that were recently shared with me on Instagram. The dude is definitely cool, and I think this cardio will sooner or later allow him to lose weight and perform even more complex combinations, but still, before you start training with your body weight, especially if you seriously want to add functionality, you need to start eating with a deficit of calories. Remove all fat and sweets from your diet, especially sweet drinks.
What do I do?
Add cardio in the form of fast walking and running 4 times a week, and of course buy yourself some resistance bands for fitness, to simplify your workouts and the ability to perform the same pull-ups or to learn elements of calisthenics. Well, let's move on, and I want to show you another powerful athlete named Dark Knight.
Where's the trigger?
In general, for the same 15 minutes he had to perform 20 squats with jumping out and 20 push-ups, performing in the circle, reducing the number of repetitions by 5. In general, everything as in the previous complex. Then there were 5 muscle-ups and 10 burpees, 3 rounds one after another. Then 30 muscle-ups, 40 push-ups on the bars, and 20 burpees, with 2 push-ups from the floor. Damn it, it even sounds too complicated. But as I said, these guys don't give a damn. By the way, this athlete weighs 95 kilograms. I bet next to them there's another extra serious guy who motivates no worse than Greg, please. Perhaps what we should learn from these guys is very serious attitude to their work and the ability to motivate others for hard work. In general, he was not stopped neither by muscle-ups nor by squats, and the only place where the athlete found it difficult was burpees. Still, those who have done this movement will agree how energy consuming it is, even if you do not take into account your weight. Moving to the bar. 30 pull-ups also went well. As in the case of the first hero of today's story, it was obvious that every kilogram of muscles on his body is very functional. and this is not the first such set in his life. Having performed 30 pull-ups, he was able to do 40 dips with the same ease, and of course 20 burpees with 2 push-ups at the end of workout finally killed his endurance. But anyway, he did it in 14 minutes and 29 seconds, which definitely deserved a like under this video. And the final endurance complex I would like to emphasize in this challenge from Dennis Semenihin. This athlete weighs around 105 kg and his height is 1 meter 19 centimeters. In short, this athlete does not match the ideal parameters of calisthenics athlete. However, despite everything, he challenged himself to do 15 muscle-ups and 15 overhead lifts in 10 minutes. Of course, this complex does not compare to those that we have already showed you, but Dennis still does not train on the bars. You can safely say that this is not a familiar story for him. But answer yourself the question, who is more pleasant for you to look at? A 60 kg calisthenics athlete who easily closes the complex in 2 minutes, or a man who at the age of 50 without special training decided to challenge himself with a completely unusual challenge and showed real work and effort? I choose the second one with pleasure. As for the complex itself, the muscle-ups were not easy for Dennis, which is not the case with the overhead lifts. They went much more easily, but between each move you could see how hard it is for him to do this kind of work on functionality. Dennis complicated the whole set in 9 minutes and 5 seconds, and I suggest you to listen to his final speech.
Да, надо такими упражнениями заниматься больше. Подташнивай так слегка. Сейчас. Да, серьезно. Не думал я, что так будет. Продолжайте тренироваться. Иногда приходится волю, конечно, подключать. Но кто мы без воли, да? Кто мы без какого-то экстраординарного усилия, хотя бы иногда? Потому что кайф от жизни приходит, конечно, только после усилия. Когда ты на каком-то чиле постоянном, ну, кайф притупляется. Проверено годами. Нужно сверхусилия периодически. Ради усилия просто. Не ради там приза, не ради денег, не ради победы. Ради победы над собой. Чуть-чуть напрягся, чуть-чуть вот перешел через этот предел. Ну вот как сейчас, да, через волю чуть-чуть, вы видели. Даже лицо даже онемело слегка. Вот, и поработал.
I don't know about you, but I like his words about effort because only after a really good run or doing some cardio, you start to really understand the taste of water. That is why training is not only about physical shape. Sometimes you just need to get out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself. If you like this video, make sure to check out this one about powerlifters who tries calisthenics. And with you as always was Fedor Chepki. See ya!